we recording? Looks like we are. I've definitely done videos before that were like 10 minutes long, and then I went to turn off the recording and I wasn't recording. So it's always good to be like, am I recording? Yes, I am. Okay. Hi. This is a 2023 update vlog. Got a couple of different things I want to update you guys on. Yes, I am wearing a hat. I am pretty sure the heat is broken again in my apartment. So, wearing a hat and wool socks for a little bit and praying that the snow will melt soon. So, anyway, so a couple things I wanted to update you guys on. First is I had to put in my stories about auditioning for a community theater. I had auditioned for 3 different directors for a festival play collection thing. So like they're calling it the 10-minute play festival, where it's a collection of 10-minute plays. And I had wanted to try acting for a really long time. I grew up doing musicals and stuff when I was little, and like church productions and stuff like that. So I haven't really gotten to pursue that as an adult. And for those of you who know, like I was trying to figure out how to pursue comedy, because I love comedy, but I wasn't sure like what my place was in the comedy scene, because like I love stand up, but the more I thought about doing or trying stand up, I was like, like it's another thing for me to do alone. Like, I am currently writing music alone. I'm currently writing screenplays alone. And so adding another thing to do alone to my plate, I think would just be kind of sad. Like I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I would want to. I'm just really craving community. I love people and I want to be around more people. I want to collaborate. And so I had taken an improv comedy class last summer and I loved it. But improv comedy classes cost money. And so I would like to do that more, but I'm going to have to, well, I am unemployed right now. But even when I was employed, it was tricky to figure out where I would get the money for that. So, yeah. So, but I didn't want to like not try comedy. So I was trying to figure out. I was like, what can I do? Because I love making people laugh and I love performing, and I would like to try acting. And so I was like, well, community theater, like that would be perfect because it's literally community theater. So I tried out and I got a part. That took 3 minutes for me to tell you that. I got a part in one of the 10-minute plays in this 10-minute festival, and it's a comedic play and it's called After Family Feud. So I get to play a daughter in this family who just royally lost. Is that a phrase? Royally lost? Greatly lost? A game of Family Feud. And so I'm very excited about it because I get to experience being on stage and performing and being funny, and I'm like, so anyway, so that's one update. The second update I already alluded to. I do not have a job right now. I was part of the I'm part of the layoffs that are happening right now. I feel like there's so many people losing their job and having a hard time finding a new job, and that was one of the reasons why I decided to join community theater too. Is I was like, I don't want to sit on my couch and be sad all day. I need something to look forward to. So, yeah, so I'm kind of in this weird place right now where I'm looking for jobs, and I'm also very aware that I still want music and writing to be as big a part of my life as it can be. Um, and so on that note too, there's a couple things that I have been working on and I'm going to continue working on. So starting with screenwriting, uh, for those of you keeping track, I have written a feature-length children's animation movie. I have written a collection of early childhood animated shorts, which could actually be a early childhood pilot for a TV show. So that's two. I wrote a Christmas family feature. I have a not a final version, but I had written a first draft in January, and I've been cleaning it up and have a version I feel very comfortable with right now. So I have that, and then this week, because I'm unemployed and I need to do something with my brain besides looking for jobs, I wrote a pilot this week. So I wrote a comedy pilot. It would be a limited series pilot, so it would be the first episode in of 6 episodes. But that was fun to write something funny. My 3 other projects were children and family oriented, and this 4th project that I just did was just purely just funny, just comedy. So it's not for children, it's for adults. But yeah, so now I've got 4 projects that I've written. Nobody has bought any of them. And I don't know if or when that will happen. But I hope it will. Going back to Gracie, that first screenplay, that inspired a lot of music this past year for me. I have this playlist on my YouTube channel called My Future Instrumental Album. And I'll put a link to it in this video. But it's 30 songs. It's a lot of music. And some of it I wrote at the end of 2021, but a lot of it was written in 2022 here. And something that I'm crossing my fingers that it works out is I might be able to record some of these songs. Originally the goal was for a lot of these songs to be a part of that Gracie screenplay, because as the score, I was hoping that they would be a part of the score. But I think it would be good for me to release some of these songs to the public, just like my dialogue EP and my 4 movements EP. My piano compositions are well received, and so it's very possible in April here that I will get a chance to record maybe 5 or 6 of my songs. I'm debating. I'm thinking of recording 6 and then having 5 of them be a part of an EP and 1 of them be a single. And then the single I would probably release closer to this fall, and then I would save the EP for next January is what I'm thinking. But if you want to hear what I'm thinking about recording, I'll put the link in this video. But it's the first 5 songs in my Future Instrumental Album playlist. Those are my favorite right now, though my favorites change, but those are my favorites and have been my favorites for a while. So The Fairies Lullaby, you're hearing it you're hearing it here first. The Fairies Lullaby, Waltzing with the Moon, Could You Hold My Hand, Healing Takes Time, and Hopeful. Now, I already have a song titled Hopeful that's an instrumental. This is I might have to change the title of this song, because they're not the same song, my hopeful instrumental and this one. But anyway, I'm rambling. You will also see in that playlist that The Fountain was a very close second to getting on that EP. But I'm like, no, just save it, because that song in particular, that's a full orchestra piece. Like, that's not just a piano song. I imagine full orchestra, strings, violin, viola, cello, the horns, all of it. So percussion. Actually, I'll play you a little bit. Let's see if I can. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. I was trying to click something else. And here it is. Okay. So I'm gonna play commercial. No. Okay, so this is strings. This isn't piano. I actually don't know how to play the violin, but that's a cello. And then as it continues, like, I was gonna start adding some horns. That might be a French horn. But this is the part that I'm excited about, because I've noticed a pattern with me. A snare drum, but a muted snare drum. More horns. Anyway, I was excited about the snare drum because I realized there's a pattern with my music where when I do the little in my music, when I have that bass repetitive note in my music, that's often me adding a percussive element to my song. And I'm like, well, duh, I'm trying to like make a drum or with the piano. So anyway, so The Fountain was a very close second to getting on this EP, but I'm gonna hold off, and hopefully, crossing my fingers, it works out, that I get the chance to record those first 5 songs to be released next January. And then the single that I'm thinking about releasing, I'm going back and forth a little bit, but I'm thinking I'm going to record Waves of Doubt, the song I wrote for the Tiny Desk contest, because that one was just like out of the blue and a very different style from the stuff that I've been writing for the screenplay. So I was like, well, that'd be a fun one to record. This video is already 13 minutes. Okay. What else was I going to talk about? So I did the music, I did the screenplay, I'm in, podcasts on hold. I know in my shorts I had talked about potentially doing a podcast, but as you can tell, I am trying to do everything, everywhere, all at once. So I need to I actually haven't seen that movie, so I don't know if that reference makes sense. But yeah, so I would love to do a podcast at one point, but I feel like being unemployed and trying to clean up my screenplays and my music, and also a few days a week I'm helping a family member. It's just probably not the right time to focus on that right now, but I would love to in the future. Last but not least, would you like to see the books that I'm gonna attempt to read in the next few weeks? I rediscovered libraries and checked out a bajillion books. So this is What Am I Reading with Amara. First up, we got C.S. Lewis. Oh, this is going to be backwards for you guys, I think. C.S. Lewis, Reflections on the Psalms. I'm already part of the way through this, and as a former seminary student, it's always fun for me to kind of do the theology side of my brain. So yeah, so that's one. Then my career coach is making me read this one, the 20-minute networking meeting, which I probably need because I have been rambling for 15 minutes. So probably good to know how to network and to do meetings. Ambiguous Loss. I recently heard about this book because, you know, coming out of the pandemic, and just what's fascinating about this book to me that I'm excited to dive into is I feel like sometimes we don't know what we're grieving, and so we have to take the time to figure out what it is we're grieving. You know, like, why do we feel loss? And for me, I realized that there were things in my life that I thought would have happened by now, and they haven't. So that's why I'm reading this one. Angela Duckworth, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance. So this is also in my book pile from the lovely library. I've been writing music now for over 10 years, and there are days where you're just like, should I keep going? And so I think a book on grit is a good one for me. I also checked out Matthew McConaughey's Greenlight book because I love a biography. Not kidding. I really do enjoy reading about people's lives, especially from their perspective, you know, the biography. That's what that is. But yeah, so I have started a little bit of it, and it's just going to be fascinating to read that one. So, and lastly, Save the Cat. You know, I've been in a screenwriting program for a year and a half, and there aren't any like required books in that class, but like all of the screenwriters that I've talked to have told me I should be reading this book. So there will probably be things I already know in here, but I'm going to read it anyway. So Save the Cat is a book on screenwriting. So that is all the things I'm reading or gonna try to read in the next few weeks. Let's see, anything else that I was gonna chat about with you guys? I think that's it. As soon as I turn off this video, I feel like I'll remember something, but this video is already too long. And I appreciate any of you who made it to the end and heard all of my ramblings. I have definitely been taking things one day at a time for a while, and will continue to do that as I head into the next few months here. And I will give you guys an update again once more plans solidify. So yeah. All right.